Now, just as housekeeping and maintenance of the reception area is important, how we behave on receiving customers and or visitors in conjunction with a neat and tidy reception area makes a complete cycle in providing an excellent customer service. Let's take a look at what we need. A receptionist needs the following skills and attributes: must be well groomed, good hygiene and cleanly, must have a pleasant personality, must be courteous, must be able to take initiative and tactful, a good communicator, good and clear knowledge of the organization. It takes a very special kind of person to be an excellent receptionist. In most cases, organizations have specific procedures of dress code and behavioral standards that must be complied with when meeting or greeting a customer. Some of the greeting codes and or standards include making eye contact with a visitor as they enter the premises. This shows and indicates that you acknowledge their presence and guide them toward you. If you're on the phone, make eye contact with body language gestures that you acknowledge them and know they're waiting. Finish up the call promptly, only gather and or give necessary information to the caller. No chit-chat. Greet the visitor with a friendly tone according to company standards. Maybe, good morning, how can I assist you today? Remember, all the communication techniques like body language, tone of voice, pace, pause, volume you learnt in Cluster 1. Pay attention and listen to the visitor's request and or need and guide the visitor accordingly. If the person needs to wait, offer them coffee and or tea if this is a practice set out in the standard procedures. A receiving visitors procedure may look something as follows. It may stipulate each and every item or the process in which a client or customer needs to be attended to or received on entering the premises. In this case, it says clients should be greeted on arrival according to the standard greeting process. Then make eye contact, attend to, offered refreshments. If they need to wait, offer them to take a seat. So it will set out each and every guideline and each and every process that needs to be followed. Now, it may be standard practice that visitors with appointments should know who they want to see, but it may depend on the nature of the visit. In some cases, visitors are not aware of the actual person, but just know the reason of the visit and have made an appointment, maybe with a third party or whatever the case may be. But all depending on the situation, this should guide you on how to guide them. If they know who they need to see, the conversation or greeting may be something like this. Good morning, how can I help you today? Good morning, I'm here to see Miss Teresa. Do you have an appointment? Yes. Okay, one moment please, I'll let her know you're here. In this case, the person clearly knows who they want to see, so offer the person refreshments as per the procedure. Visitors that have appointments means they and the responsible person of the organization already know the nature and or reason for the meeting. It wouldn't always be necessary to question the reason for the visit or find out more. In a case where a visitor doesn't have an appointment and or they're not sure who they need to speak to, you will need to know a lot about your company to properly assist the visitor in their request. Your conversation may go something like this. Good morning. How can I help you this morning? Good morning. Do you know who could help me with an outstanding payment? Your name, sir? Which company are you from? What services did you provide? And when was the invoice submitted? May be questions that you could ask the customer. Ask the visitor to be seated while making the call. Yes, certainly, sir, madam. One moment, please. Call the person responsible and information and get the request. Dependent on the guidance from the responsible person, approach the visitor and give guidance as to the way forward. If additional information is required for any reason, maybe the responsible person is not available or busy with another client, gather additional information like a contact number if you can't help the person straight away, or a company address, the date of the invoice was sent, to whom it was sent. All that sort of type of information will help in terms of making sure that the customer is helped or the request seen to timeously. Now we have a situation where we're dealing with a difficult client. Not everybody is going to be as nice as the person before. You do get difficult and or demanding clients. The conversation may be something like this. Good morning, how can I help you this morning? I want to see Miss Teresa right away. The important thing is to stay calm, don't be rude, calmly and friendly respond with asking the visitor to complete the visitor's register. That way you would need not to antagonize the visitor by having to ask for his or her name and the nature of business, as this information will appear in the register. Somebody that's already on their high horse may not want to give you their name. Wait for the register to be completed. Kindly ask the visitor to take a seat while you call Miss Teresa. Types of visitors and or clients in an organization may include clients or customers that we sell to, the general public, delivery companies, family and friends of employees. All should be dealt with in the same way as what the company procedures stipulate. You may at times need to deal with internal deliveries from external sources or maybe from other branches or departments within your organizations. These deliveries may include packages from courier companies, suppliers, stationery, documents, etc. Having a hand delivery register is always a good idea. In some cases, organizations have pigeonholes for relevant employees where such deliveries could be placed. However, in most organizations today, because everything is digital and parcels and packages of company supplies are received by the receiving department. You may, however, encounter cases where individual packages are delivered to reception. Carefully record the delivery, the date, the time received, from whom and to whom it should be handed. Make sure that the respective person receives the package the same working day as it was received. Just to keep track of the delivery, ask the recipient to sign off that they received the package in the records book. The following is a list of things that just don't happen in reception. Don't let clients wait longer than 5 minutes to be received. If so, call the person responsible again and inform them that the client is waiting. Don't offer refreshments and not deliver. Don't talk on a private call while a visitor is waiting to be attended to, and don't talk to colleagues while attending to a visitor. Having an evaluation to monitor and improve quality of service, a Rate My Service questionnaire can be designed and implemented. This will help in finding non-conformance areas and improve on services. It may look something like this. You may ask questions: did I acknowledge your presence? Did I smile? Was I helpful? Were you collected promptly? All sorts of questions that will relate to the improving of the quality of service that you're delivering. Once you've received your rating services, on a monthly basis, evaluate and analyze the feedback and work on non-conformances. So if anything was wrong or anything didn't go as planned or people maybe set on disagrees, have a look at the question that they disagreed on, and those are the areas that you'll work on. Improve the level of service depending on the non-conformance. For instance, if it was an ongoing or is an ongoing behavior from a particular employee that makes their clients wait, address it through a coaching process as follows. Now, we'll get to the coaching process in a minute. In a case where you've had a disagree on the client had to wait too long, you have to evaluate, was it for a particular person? And then you need to also make sure that you know who the person was. And then you would follow the coaching process, which we'll have a look at in a minute. The coaching process may take the following form. Inform employees of the importance of customer service and what it takes to deal with the reception area as a whole. This will mean that you need to provide the employees with knowledge and skills to ensure that they also follow protocols of receiving clients and visitors. You could use the coaching process, which means demonstrate the task while explaining the procedures and standards that are required. Let the employee do the task and or simulate receiving a client. Give them feedback on their performance in your role, then evaluate how you performed during this process. As in the scenario before, when standards are not adhered to, it should be dealt with in an acceptable manner. First, explain your observations to the employee and why it is unacceptable. Listen openly for reasons of the behavior. State what is required and work on a plan to formulate a solution to meet the requirements. Offer assistance. Agree on the plan of action and set a date and time for follow-up if necessary. Don't forget the communication skills and processes we learned during the interaction phase of this qualification. And that's a final wrap for Cluster 4. I'm sure you enjoyed the information and I'm sure you're going to take it with you wherever you go to ensure that clients, customers and the reception is monitored, controlled and maintained appropriately. Let's take a look at what we learned in this last session. Reception is a very important part of an organization. Always make eye contact with visitors and acknowledge their presence. Remain calm when dealing with difficult visitors. Visitors with or without appointments must be addressed according to procedure for each. Make sure to record delivered packages and inform the recipient of the package promptly. Coach employees that don't attend to their visitors promptly.